friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you're all here. In today's video, I wanted to share with you a get ready with me using a full face of Laura Geller products. And some of these products I have used for years, and then others are new to me, but I did want to use them for just a little bit so that I could give you my honest opinions on what I like and what I don't like. So why don't we go ahead and jump in and get started and get ready for my day. The first product that I want to show you is new to me. I wanted to try one of her concealers, and this is the Spackle Concealer, and this is in the shade Fair Light. So anyways, I wanted to try one of her concealers, and I like a concealer that's really easy to use. I like one that I can just kind of dab on with my fingers and blend really easily. And after using this for a few times, this is not that kind of concealer. I think the shade match is good for me, but it's just not easy to work with. When I tried for the first time just to kind of dab it under my eyes and on my trouble spots, it did not blend well at all. It got very cakey and dry, and especially under my eyes, it just looked horrible. And then I tried it with a brush, and that was a nightmare too. It didn't apply very well with a brush. I have finally found that with this concealer, you need to apply it with a damp beauty sponge. If you apply it with a damp beauty sponge, you will get a nice coverage and a nice finish, but this is the only way that I have found that I can use this Spackle Concealer where it turns out okay. So I kind of don't like that I have to use a damp beauty sponge to apply it, but that's just the way it is. So we'll go ahead now. It's got the regular little, like doe foot applicator. And I am gonna go ahead and put this on some of my little trouble spots. I have a lot of sun damage on my forehead, and then we'll dab a little bit under my eyes. So we've got it on. We'll go ahead and we will pat it into those spots. Okay, when you see, after I've used the damp beauty sponge, I do think you get a nice finish with this, but it's just not the easiest concealer. If you want just a concealer that you can tap on or use with a brush, like I said, I don't think this is your concealer. But it does look pretty, I think, when you use it with the damp beauty sponge. So I've got the concealer on right now. And the next product I'm going to use is her Baked Balance and Brighten foundation. And this is in the shade Light, and I have used this one for years. You can see it's kind of, I'll hold it a little farther back because I think the light sometimes blows out the colors, but you can see it's like swirled, so it's pretty easy to get a color match, I think, for your skin tone. I have medium as well that I do tend to wear more in the summertime if I'm using self tanner, but the light, like I said, is pretty forgiving because it's kind of all swirled with the shades. And it is one of those ones that even though it looks like a powder, when you touch it and you put it on your skin, it feels really like kind of creamy almost. So we will go ahead, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply this. Okay, so I've got the foundation on, and as you can see, I mean, this does not cover all of your imperfections. It's definitely not a full coverage foundation if you're looking for something like that, but I think it just kind of blurs out enough of your imperfections that it's why I tend to use this on a day-to-day basis, because it just is very easy to apply, and I do like how it just kind of evens out everything a little bit better. So this is one of my favorite products of hers, the Baked Balance and Brighten foundation. I think it's a really good one if you haven't tried it, and if you want something that's just really easy to apply. The next things that I wanted to show you that are some of my favorite Laura Geller products are these palettes that I got back, I think it was in the fall time, and these are called the Urban Garden Face, Eye, and Cheek Palettes is what they're called, and they are $39 and you get all three. And what I love about these is that I can wear every shade of blush in these palettes. This is the Flower District, and this is probably my favorite blush right here, and a highlighter, and then the different eyeshadows that I think are really pretty too. I love this palette. Central Park. This is another one that, looking at the blush initially, I didn't think I would be able to wear that color, but this is a really pretty blush as well, and this highlighter, and these are probably like my favorite eyeshadows. I love those colors there. And then this one is called the Highline, and once again, I was not sure I would be able to wear that blush, but it's very pretty highlighter. The only problem with this palette here is I don't know why that they put a dark black glitter eyeshadow right directly near the blush. If you are a little haphazard with your brush going over the blush, you will have a black glitter strip down your cheek, and ask me how I know this. So I think it's just kind of funny that they would put a really dark eyeshadow right near here, right near the blush. I think it would have been smarter to move the darker shades farther away, just if in case you happen to pick up any of that when you're going over the blush with your brush. So that was just my 2 cents on this palette. But once again, I do really think everything in all the eyeshadow colors and the blushes are really pretty. So what I'm going to do is apply my favorite blush, which is from the Flower District palette, and this is in the shade Pink Poppy right here. I think it's a really pretty pink. There is the blush. And then I guess I will go ahead and use the highlighter here as well, and I just usually just put a little of that over the same area I kind of put the blush. I don't go crazy with highlighter, but I think it does add like a pretty little sheen. And on days when I feel like I need a powder, this is her oil blotting face powder. It's really nice. I've, hit pan. I do have another one already that I've ordered that I haven't opened yet, but if I do feel like I need to powder a little, I'll just use a little bit of this, maybe like in the T-zone, and just a tiny bit over my eyes. It just kind of sets the concealer. And that is that with the face powder. All right, next thing we're gonna do is move on to eyes. And I wanted to try one of her gel eyeliners. So this is called the, the Inkcredible Waterproof Gel Eyeliner in the shade Graphite. And I've used this a few times, and my thoughts on this are, it's the twist up type of eyeliner, and it comes with a little sharpener at the bottom here. And this sharpener, I just can't seem to work correctly for some reason. When I have tried to sharpen the top of the eyeliner, it gets stuck in here, and a big chunk, like it cut off like a huge chunk of the eyeliner one time when I tried it. It gets very hard to use, so I really am not a fan of the sharpener. But the actual like gel eyeliner, the formula, it's very easy to apply. I like that about gel eyeliners, and it doesn't really, rub around much after you've applied it, which is really nice. But it's just that sharpener that I don't care for. But because this glides on so easily, it really is a nice eyeliner if you like to tight line your upper eyelids, because I find when you're tight lining, the secret to doing a good job with that is that you just need an eyeliner that really is smooth and can just kind of get in there between your eyelashes. And this one is really good for doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and I will apply the eyeliner. I'm going to do a tight line on my upper eyelids. Okay, so I have tight lined my upper lash line. And once again, I think it's a nice eyeliner. I don't like the sharpener, and it is, how much is this? It's $22. So, I mean, I think you can find a lot like cheaper eyeliners that are just as good. So if it's somewhere that you want to save some money, I personally love, there is a Ulta gel eyeliner that I really like, and I love the Maybelline Unstoppable. So I think this, if you want to spend the $22 on this, this is fine, minus the sharpener, but I think you can get better eyeliners, or just equally as good eyeliners, for a lot cheaper. And the next thing is new to me as well from Laura Geller is that this is the Love Your Body Volumizing Mascara. And this was actually a freebie when I did my last order with her. And if you've never ordered products from Laura Geller, they do include like full-size things for you to try a lot of the time, which is very nice. So I thought I would go ahead and try this mascara. So I have used this a few times, and one thing about this is that it is not waterproof, which I normally need to use waterproof mascara because I have very straight eyelashes and they just don't seem to hold a curl unless I use waterproof mascara. But other than that, it didn't really flake or, make me have dark circles under my eyes, so that was a good thing. But right now I'm gonna go ahead and I will curl my eyelashes and then put on this Love Your Body Volumizing Mascara. It does have one of those thicker ones that kind of go in a little bit in the center. And one thing I noticed about this the last time that I used it as well, it's very thick feeling when you're applying it. I don't know, it's not the easiest mascara to apply in my opinion. It's kind of thick and it almost feels a little dry, but this is new, so it shouldn't be dry, I wouldn't think. Okay, so there is the mascara done, and I do think it's really pretty. I generally usually tend to go for lengthening mascaras just because I don't like my lashes to get too clumped together. I don't think that this one is making them too clumped, so I think it is pretty, but I forgot how it wears, if it did hold my curl. So that is one thing that I will, check in on today to see if it's holding my curl. But I mean, it's a pretty mascara. It is $24, so I don't know if I definitely won't repurchase this because I think you can get so many drugstore mascaras that are really nice formulas for a lot cheaper than that. So if you, wanted to try it, fine, but for me, this would be a pass. I won't purchase this again. All right, so now that I've got my eyeliner and my mascara on, I'm gonna go ahead and put a little eyeshadow. And I think I am going to use in the Central Park palette. These are my favorite eyeshadows, and I'm just going to go ahead and use these bottom two, which are Belvedere Castle and Cherry Hill. And I will go ahead and link in the description box below. I tried a TikTok beauty hack using these shades that I actually loved how it turned out, and it was really very easy. So I will link that video below in the description box if you're interested in trying a TikTok technique for eyeshadow that is actually really easy and turns out really pretty. But today I'm just going to go ahead and use these two right here. For my simple everyday eyeshadow looks is I usually just take one color over mostly everywhere, and then I add like a little bit of a shimmer shade in the middle and then just kind of blend it all out, and that's just my usually easy everyday look for eyeshadow. Nothing too complicated. Okay, so that is the shade Belvedere Castle that I've put all over my lid, and if you've got little tiny lids like I do, it always comes up over the crease as well. But that's the Belvedere Castle. And then, like I said, I'm going to go in with the Cherry Hill, which is the little bit of the shimmer shade here, and just kind of add a little bit of that for just a little pop. And then just blend this all in. I don't know if my battery just died or what happened, but it just cut me off. So I did just apply the my favorite lip gloss from Laura Geller, which is the Nude Kisses Lip Hugging Lip Gloss in the shade Pink Sand. And I'll just put a little bit more on here. I think it's just a really pretty gloss. It's not very gloopy. It adds just a little bit of color to your lips, and it just feels really comfortable. So it tends to be my like go-to for everyday, just really casual makeup. So friends, that is my full face of Laura Geller makeup. I do think that she has a lot of really nice products. Like I love this Baked Balance and Brighten foundation. I've worn this for years and really enjoy it. I think it's a good one. And these face palettes I just love. I'm a little obsessed with them, I think. But there are things like the mascara and the eyeliner. As you know, I think they're fine, but I think if you were looking to save some money, you can get some equally nice products from the drugstore for a lot less. So I do want to thank you so much for spending a little of your time with me here today. I know that you're busy, so I really appreciate that, and I will see you next time. Bye.